What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Trey Sense, and it is that time of the week again. It is time for our weekly fragrance review, which is just a recap of all the fragrances that I've worn over the last 6 or 7 days. So, no further ado, let's get right into it. Oh, before we get into it, hey, I need a favor from you. I need you to like, share, sub if you feel I've earned it. And all of that is free. Won't cost you a thing. So let's get the first fragrance out of the way, which starts on Sunday, which was part of Memorial Day weekend. The fragrance that I wore Sunday, which was a rare off day for me, had a little audition, had a little fun, and I chose to go with a fragrance from a house that I really, really like, and I think this fragrance is slept on a lot. It is from the house of Lacoste, and it is Lacoste L'Homme Intense. Whether you get the original L'Homme or the L'Homme Intense, either one of them, they're both very good fragrances, and I think they smell really, really good. This fragrance is a very dressy, masculine, easy to wear citrus fragrance. It is a parfum concentration. You get nice longevity and nice projection. For around the $30 mark, you can pick this fragrance up. I suggest you look for the 100 ml simply because it's not an overly expensive fragrance, and why not? You may as well. Now this does fine for me because, as you know, I've got 3 or 4 different places that I keep my fragrances. This is just a fraction of them right here, and room is an issue. So I'm okay with smaller bottles, but this could easily be a signature scent, a daily driver, especially for those of you who work in an office setting. It's just a nice, pleasant, easy to wear fragrance. Again, citrus on the top. The citrus goes throughout the fragrance, and I don't think anybody's going to tell you that you smell bad with this on Lacoste L'Homme Intense. That is what I wore Sunday. Now, got to make sure I keep my notes straight, because some people make fun of Trey Sense. Not that I let it bother me though. I'm one of the most jovial, lighthearted people you'll ever come in contact with, I promise. That was Sunday. Monday, which was actually Memorial Day, I went with one from the house of Diesel. And believe it or not, this is a compliment getting fragrance, and it is Only the Brave. I bought this used, so it didn't come with the cap, but this fragrance is mass appealing, compliment getting. I remember when this first came out, I wanted this fragrance so bad. I had smelled it in a magazine, the little strips, and I opened it up and smelled it, and I always wanted it. And then I bought something, and it came with the sample, and I was just like, I've got to get that fragrance. Never got around to getting it because it seemed like at that time maybe I wasn't shopping at places like TJ Maxx or places like that, so I wasn't privy or aware of rack stores, so I was still paying full retail. Shame on me, but nonetheless. But now I have this fragrance, wore this to work, walked in, immediately got a compliment, and you smell good. And the first thing that comes to my cocky mind when it comes to fragrances is, I smell good every day. So if somebody gives me a compliment, I'm thinking, this must really smell good. But it is a compliment getting fragrance. It's kind of a blue, woody type of scent, very smooth, very easy to wear. I like it. I like it a lot. It wasn't the best performer, but again, I bought this from an individual, so I don't know how it was stored. It could have been left in his vehicle, in the glove box. There's no telling. It could have been exposed to high heat. No telling, but nonetheless, these are Only the Brave. I like it. I like it a lot. Good smelling scent. Good smelling scent. I also like Diesel Fuel for Life. That one is good, and it is extremely strong. I like it in the winter, but it is an extremely, extremely strong fragrance on me. And that's what I wore Monday, which was the holiday. Going on to Tuesday, which would have been the 30th, I went with something from a house that I like a lot, especially for inexpensive fragrances. It is Dunhill's Desire Red. And this one to me reminds me of a toned down, more playful, more wearable version of Jupe or Mont Blanc Individual. It's like a mix between the two, but it's definitely a bright red type of fragrance, and it is a compliment getter as well. It's not necessarily a room filler the way the Jupe is, because 2 squirts of jupe and you're good for a week and a half to 2 weeks. I mean, I really think they could fly a rocket with jupe. This one, if you spray too much on, it is going to get a little bit cloying. I could also see maybe some similarities, as I've got fragrances everywhere because I'm preparing to do 3 videos. This is the first of 3 videos that I will shoot, but y'all will see them at different times. It also reminds me a little bit of some of the fragrances from the Polo Red line. You know, whether it's red and not extreme because it's got that coffee note, which makes that fragrance beautiful, but maybe intense red and then parfum. No, the EDP, because I don't have the parfum. The parfum just came out. So I hate when they do that, make an EDP and a parfum. Like, really? It's not confusing enough. But anyway, bright red, fruity fragrance. Smells good. I think it works well in the heat. However, you can't spray too much of this because it will get a little bit annoying and a little bit cloying. So if you wear this, watch your sprays. But it was my scent of the day on Wednesday, which would have been the 30th, maybe? Nope. It was Tuesday, which would have been the 30th. All right. Now, which brings us to Wednesday. Wednesday. I wore something from Sensual. Yeah, I guess, wait a minute. Sure did. Okay, Sensual Obsessions. And it is called Recovery. And I bought these from Kevin a while back. It's just a little sample set. And this smells good. I'm not sure what this is a clone of, but it's citrusy and it dries down really, really boozy on your skin. Great little fragrance. And of course the longevity and projection on this was good. I'm up here making up words. And this is an older batch. He made it 7/2 of 2020. So this is 3 years old as of now. And you don't have to let the fragrances that you get from Sensual Obsession sit. But the longer they sit, the more potent and stronger they're going to get. But that's with any oil. I have some cologne oils, just some roll-on oils that I've had for several years, and I've just let them sit, and they have matured so beautifully. And they almost are, I mean, they're just so much richer. So just keep that in mind. Now, you don't have to let it sit, but a high oil concentration fragrance, the longer it sits, the better it'll get. So, Recovery. And this is just a nice citrus boozy type of fragrance from the house of Sensual Obsession. That is what I wore Wednesday. Which brings us to Thursday. Thursday, I challenged myself. And I said, I even messaged Kev and I said, I'm going to wear something different. As we had talked about this fragrance and I had smelled it and I got it and I just don't, I'm not sure about it. And it is called Umbrella for Your Tea. And again, got this in a sample pack from him. The note is blueberry. And it comes across as extremely fruity and a little bit watery. I have nothing in my collection that smells like this. Absolutely nothing. And I just don't know. I enjoyed it when I wore it. And of course, like everything else from Sensual Obsessions, it stayed on my skin the entire shift. Hot, sweaty. It stayed. It did what it was supposed to do. That note of blueberry, which runs throughout the entirety of this fragrance, I just don't know. I do not know. I let my boy Mr. E smell this because he came in the store. I may end up just giving this to him and saying, here you go, knock yourself out with it, do what you want to with it. Umbrella for your tea. It's one I think you guys should try. It's different. I'm not saying that it smells bad. I'm just saying it is extremely different. I don't have anything in my collection that smells like that. That is saying a lot. It is potent. It is strong. The note in the top, which is blueberry, goes throughout that fragrance, man. And it is just there. It is just there. And that is tea for your umbrella. No, umbrella for your tea. Yeah, that's what it is. It brings us to Friday. Friday, I had some running around I had to go do. I had to go get my license renewed. Went to the barber shop, got my hair and stuff all cut. Went by the eyeglass place and tried to get some work done there, but it didn't work out. And it was just a bright, pretty day. I had on a bright yellow V-neck t-shirt, and I just wanted to match that. So what I went with was from the house of Chanel. It is Allure Home Sport. Nice citrusy fragrance, and this is one that I could have put in the video I just put out about beating the high heat, and this would have went well in that video, and yeah, it would have went extremely well in that video because this did well in the high heat. I got several compliments on this fragrance. Ooh, you smell good. And it's Chanel. I mean, I don't have to tell you about Chanel. And I definitely don't have to tell you about Allure Home Sport, Allure or Allure Home Sport Extreme. I don't have to tell you about any of those because you know they do what they're supposed to do. But anyway, a great fragrance to wear in the high heat. Very subtle, very, very pleasant, but very, very well made, very smooth. Hard to not like this fragrance from the house of Chanel, Allure Home Sport. And that brings us to today, which is Saturday, which was just a lazy day for me. I didn't do anything today to sit around and watch Women's College World Series and men's college baseball super regionals. Just, a lazy day for me. And I went with one. I absolutely love this fragrance. It is bright. It is pretty. It is inexpensive. And it's from the house of Beverly Hills 90210. And it is completely misnamed. For some reason, the name of this fragrance is Aqua. What this fragrance is a fruit cocktail. It is a citrus bomb. There is nothing aquatic about this fragrance at all. I do not know why they came up with the name of Aqua. Maybe because of the color, or maybe they were just trying to cash in on the Aqua name and hope that if you smell it, you would like it. But there's nothing aquatic about this fragrance. But I want you to pay attention to the levels. See what I'm saying? When I tell you about fragrances like this, I'm not just talking. I'm telling you that because I actually wear these fragrances. Now, the thing about a fragrance like this, is it underdeveloped? Yes. Yes. Does it smell good? Yes. Does it smell like a fragrance that's made with lesser and cheaper quality colognes and oils and scents and fragrances and frankincenses, myrrhs and all that stuff? Yes. But it's a $7, $8 fragrance. After it starts to settle down and dry down on your skin, does it smell good? Yeah. So if, say you've been on the grill all day, you come in to take a shower and you're just gonna put on some chill clothes, to mingle with your guest or whatever, perfect. Or you've taken a shower and you're gonna watch a football game or game 2 of the NBA Finals, perfect. Whatever you're doing, if it's chill and relaxing, this is a fragrance that fits that occasion. And the longevity and the projection on it for the price point, it's pretty good. This is gonna hang around with you 5 or 6 hours. And I also think it would do well in the high heat. But it is just a bright citrus type of fragrance. I'm not sure if that's neroli. Just bright citrus. I really feel like if somebody like Tom Ford made this same scent profile, everybody would be clamoring about it. But we in Fragcom get used to a certain richness and depth in fragrances when we smell them, and I get it, I understand it. But sometimes you just have to go back to your roots and just smell good. And if you just want to smell good, I eagerly encourage you to try Aqua from Beverly Hills 90210. I honestly think you will like it. It smells good. It smells good. It smells good. I didn't do a lot of double wearing this week, which means I didn't wear one fragrance before work and then another one to work. I didn't feel like it this week. May do that again next week. I don't know, but I did not feel like it this week. And we are in the month of June, and that is so hard to believe. But anyway, that is it, guys. That is it for my weekly fragrance rotation. Didn't have as many this week because, like I said, I didn't do a lot of double dipping. I hope everybody had a great holiday and enjoyed this short week. Now, the next couple of videos that you're probably going to see from me is one I'm working on, which is, get this, In the Mood for Oud. That's one I'm going to do, which is, it's going to be talking about some of my favorite oud fragrances for my collection. And then I've got another one I'm working on, which is going to be sexy, sweet, and seductive men's fragrances for my collection. So, and then somewhere in there, possibly, depending, I've got my eye on a couple of fragrances on my card. Depending on how they go, I've got a bid in on one, and I know I've got a fragrance on the way. So there's going to be a first impressions in there, or what's new to the collection, and somewhere in there it'll work itself out. But the next couple of videos are probably going to be In the Mood for Oud and Sweet, Sexy, and Seductive. All right. With that being said, guys, I'm gonna get off of here, thumbnail it, edit it, get it up so you guys can see it. I hope you all have had a wonderful week and a wonderful holiday. Yeah, and I'm gonna get off of here. Thank you for being the best part of my channel. And until next time, you already know the drill. I love you all, and may God bless you all. Until next time, guys, peace.